Bandwidth for this podcast is brought to you by CacheFly at CACHEFLY.com.
Welcome back to MacBreak Studio. I'm Mark. This is Steve. How you doing?
Excellent.
Excellent. Nice to see you again.
Great to see you.
What are we going to talk about today?
We're going to talk about creating a diskless DVD.
Creating a listless DVD.
No, silly. A diskless DVD. In other words, a
Diskless.
DVD that doesn't require plastic.
So creating a DVD that isn't a DVD.
Right. I know there's some of you out there right now that are going like, what's a DVD? But actually, they have these things called DVD players, which are now Blu-ray player. Anyway, there's these discs, and you can play video on them, and they have menus and chapters and everything. Yeah. And believe it or not, Mark, there are actually some people out there that actually producing DVDs still.
There's customers that want DVDs.
That's right.
They do, yeah. And
I mean,
a few around in case that happens.
Well, it's good, and also you're going to see today, you don't have to make an actual physical disc. You can make this certainly a playable DVD that'll work on your Mac laptop or your desktop, and you can post it on servers and download it. I mean, it's a great way to deliver content.
So wait a minute, you're gonna make a DVD.
Yes.
But you're not gonna make a DVD.
No. That's right.
Okay.
All right. So that's what we're going to do.
Explain, please.
All right. So this is what we're going to do. So what we're going to do is make a DVD. Here I have my little time-lapse project, and I was talking about this in the previous episode.
Time-lapse tilt shift.
My time-lapse tilt shift project of the beautiful city by the bay. And if I scrub through this, there's different places in the city. There's Union Square, and there's if I scrub, there's Lombard Street, yep. And we eventually get to Pier 39, and there's down here, I think there's Chinatown. So it'd be very good to have chapter markers that denoted these places, so that just click in and just go to those sections of the video. Okay. So we're going to create chapter markers first. So the first thing is, I'm going to go ahead and start with, let's see here. Let's just do this this cable car. Okay, so let's start here. We're going to add a chapter marker. So with chapter markers, and this is new, it's not really new, but in 10.06, you can now add video-style chapter markers or DVD-style chapter markers. In 10.06, they release this feature. Okay. So now I can press M, and then M again, MM, and I'm going to call this cable car. And you have 3 types of markers. We're going to go ahead and make that an actual chapter marker.
Okay. Well, does a tooltip come up to tell you what those 3 types?
What they are: to do, standard, to do, and chapter.
Chapter.
Marker.
Okay.
Right. Okay. Well, I'm going to click done.
And this chapter markers, you're going to do them with a DVD, but they can be used just in a regular QuickTime movie, right? They'll show up in a QuickTime movie.
Anytime you export QuickTime, you're going to get a chapter marker.
You'll get it. It's embedded in there.
Yeah, okay. and they can be read in iTunes, or you're on your iDevice. They can be read, so it's pretty handy. Okay. So here's Lombard Street. I'm going to select. I'm going to move my playhead. I'm going to call this Lombard.
I noticed that time you didn't even need to select the clip. Wherever the playhead was, it just added a marker to the clip on the primary storyline.
There's also something that's kind of handy too. You have this little pin. It's going to pick, that pin tells you what thumbnail is going to be used in the chapter marker.
Like the poster frame.
The poster frame.
Okay.
So you could say, you know what, I want more cars in the shot. So I might move the pin to an area that has definitely more cars in it. Okay.
So the poster frame that's used will be a different frame than where the actual chapter marker is for the video to start. That's
correct.
Got it.
All right, so let's skim a little bit more. This is going to be, let's get down here. Let's do this Pier 39 here. I think you get the general idea. So this is actually Pier 39.
Now, does the marker get placed where the skimmer location is, regardless of the playhead location?
Let's find out. So if I'm skimming over here to there's Coit Tower. Yeah. If I hit M, there's a Coit Tower, right?
So you don't. I love this because you don't need to move the playhead. You don't need to select a clip. You just skim along and tap M.
That's right. So just skim, and then eventually there's Chinatown. There's Chinatown.
And then tap M twice and start typing.
And Chinatown, exactly. Right there, Chinatown.
Yeah, all one word.
Good Jack Nicholson movie. Okay, there we go. All right, so there's our chapter markers.
Okay. Now 1, 2, 3, 4, 5.
Yeah, I got 5 of them. So what I'm going to do is I'm ready to share this now with the world. So I click the share button, and I'm going to choose DVD under Share Project, and I'll get this window here. And I'm going to go into Settings. And this is how you configure your DVD. How you set it up to behave once you put it in the DVD player. Okay. All right. Yep. Even though we're not going to have a DVD player
Right. So this is for because you're making a DVD, but there's no DVD.
Right, and that's right. And this is where that's determined.
Okay.
Output device. You have there's my internal DVDR, my super drive.
Okay.
My Sheeta DVDR drive. But I'm not going to burn a DVD. I'm going to make a hard drive. I'm going to render it to hard drive. And essentially what it's going to do is it's going to physically make the DVD, all the assets of the DVD.
Yes.
And it's going to put it in essentially a disk image, a little container.
Okay.
That the DVD player can read as if it was an actual disk in your DVD player.
So the DVD player application will see that as if it was a real DVD.
That's right. Mm-hmm.
Cool.
That's great. Then you could choose layers and just leave it on automatic, especially because that's the default. Basically, you have two-sided, single-sided discs. Most people are going to have the single-sided disc. I love the choices you get in the disc menu. You get white and black. Okay, cool, huh?
You can have any color you want as long as it's black or white.
Right.
So it's a little improvement on Henry Ford.
Yeah. So you can also add your own custom image, as you see here. I've added a shot of the Golden Gate Bridge. Let me clear that out. But you could choose your own custom background, and which I find it. If you don't want to go completely, generic, you can. I have a still image that I exported earlier, and I've made that as the background.
As a background for the menu.
For the menu.
Okay.
Exactly. And then you have the chapter menu, and it's just kind of showing you that it does see the chapter markers, and it will in fact create a chapter menu for you. The next thing is you just click next, and you render it out. But since we don't want to sit here and make people sit through rendering, I already have it pre-rendered as. No.
You're so Julia Child.
So Julia Child. So I'm going to open what I exported, and here it is right here. There it is. There's the disk image. There's my DVD, my plastic-less DVD.
So that's your DVD. So no coasters, because you burn DVDs and they don't work, and you've got coasters everywhere.
Right. Yep. So now if I open this, I'm going to get a disk image, and look what's inside it.
So you do need to mount it, of course. You do
need to mount it. Good point. So notice I have an audio TS and a video
I recognize those. I haven't seen them for a while. I haven't actually sort of built, remember good old DVD Studio Pro and doing all that, which you can still do if you want to, right? If you need to. But
every DVD player needs to see those two folders, video TS and audio TS folders. And now, if I go up to recent items, and hopefully I have the DVD player here, which I do, it should automatically be able to read those two files. And there's my menu. Actually, it kind of remembers where I was last time.
Because you've played this before, okay.
Because I played this before. But let me go back to the main menu. But one more menu. Actually, go to the title page. There's my title page.
Okay.
And notice it's got my still image.
Yep.
There's a title of which was derived from the project. And then there's there's a chapter button. And it should bring up all the chapters. Let's see, we're going to menu. Oops. There we go.
There we go.
So there, all those chapters I set in Final Cut Pro, there they are. Cable car, Lombard Street, Chinatown. And I just click and boom.
And jump right to that. And just to be clear, you're using the DVD player application that comes with every Mac since 1943, right? I mean, that's been around forever. So you just find that DVD player in applications or in utilities.
Yeah, the bottom,
it will see that as a DVD.
That's right. It'll see it as a DVD, and you can play it. And the nice thing is you can take that disk image, which is, remember, that entire DVD is all of that is encoded into this single image here. You can then post that to a server. You have people download it, and then I still think DVDs are a great way to deliver content, even though it's standard definition. It's not high def. But you can have chapter markers. It makes a clean interface for people that don't want to deal with QuickTime, don't want to deal with iTunes. I just want a playable DVD. And like you said, almost every Mac since going back to, I don't know how far back, but 39 is pretty ridiculous. But you can actually play the DVD.
Right. And it is standard definition, but you started with HD material. So regardless of where you're starting, you can make this. And it's a great sort of thing like for review copies or screeners, or just you're doing test runs, or just want to send a customer something to review where they can easily jump to different places, and they might not understand that in QuickTime you can jump to something.
Right.
They understand a DVD. It's like, here it is, and it's going to be small relatively because it's standard definition.
Absolutely, and if you have Toast, you can actually burn a physical. You can take that DMG and with those files on it, and you can actually burn a physical DVD if you needed one.
So if you did want a DVD, you could just put this image out and just put a bunch of those out, and then, like, you wanted to burn them on a separate machine that has Toast running or something, you could do it that way.
You could do it that way.
Plus, I noticed you were able to blow this up full screen on your Mac at, and it's SD, but it looked very good full screen. I mean, it just looked great.
I couldn't agree more. I think I think it looks
because your source material was high quality to begin with.
Yeah, and that's, you know, and you just hit the nail on the head, Mark. It's all about source material. I mean, as long as you're starting, this is 4K images coming off of the Canon 5D Mark III. And look, I mean, that's crunched down to, you know, MPEG 2, and look how good it looks.
That looks great.
So,
very cool trick. A diskless DVD.
Diskless DVD.
Cool. Okay. For more amazing tricks and information, rippletraining.com, I assume is the place to go. So rippletraining.com, check it out. Thank you, Steve. And thank you for watching MacBreak Studio.